Abu for Nasarawa. Last season, these two guys were very influential. No doubt about that. But they retained the key members of their team. But shocking, okay, it's a shock. It's a shock news that the goalkeeper who we felt would have been the one that would see old sway this season has been asked to leave the club. That's Dele Ajiboye.
Oh, they dropped him. The club?
Yes, they dropped him. They dropped John Lawrence. But they retained Dami Paul and there's Emmanuel Benson. But they're going to add up 2 goalkeepers, but they've not said them the goalkeepers. But they've not. They said maybe by Friday they will unveil the 12 players they signed because the coach Baba Ghana is still in Kanu. He's returning to the club tomorrow. So by then he's going to hand over the names of the 12 players we will need to prosecute this new season.
So that's the story around Nasarawa United. Okay. What's next?
Well, for Atlanta, they resumed last week.
They
resumed last week. We know that Caterpillar is no longer the coach. That's Kelechi Emefiele is no longer the coach.
So they have to look for a new coach to start with.
4 coaches have submitted application, but they are more than 4.
Okay.
They 4 top coaches and others. They fail to disclose this 4.
Okay, undisclosed.
Undisclosed. But maybe by the end of tomorrow's meeting, they will reel out the names of the coach who have applied to take over for Kelechi Emefiele. They retained 28 players. They dropped 7. And we know what it means for Atlanta, but they still saying yes, we need to recruit players, but they have to be strategic this time around in recruiting players. So retaining 20 means that they retain the bulk of the players that prosecuted the season their campaign last season. So
have they lost any? I think they've lost some players as well.
The players, maybe talk about Olusesi, the guy that left
gone to Sunshine.
I think that's one of the players that left at last season. For Abia Warriors, they resume on Monday. They've said 20 players will leave the club, 12 players will leave the club, but 2 have left. Chima Oluocha, the captain, and their top scorer last season, Peter Onyekachi, has left for Eyimba. So they've crossed borders to the other side of the town of Abia. So
they've moved from Umuahia
to Abia,
the state capital,
from red
to Aba, the commercial capital.
From red to blue. That's what they've done. So they started the open screening. Open screening involves every players from every kind of leagues, not specific. But most importantly, they are going to. I think they will make contact with MFM. They needed 12 players from MFM. 3 players from MFM, 3 key players. The captain of MFM is likely going to move to
Abia
Warriors.
Okay.
There's one player who's in the Flying Eagles camp right now. Ifeanyi Adibe. The midfielder.
Okay. Of MFM.
Of MFM. And I think it's Sikiru.
So they have raided MFM.
Not raided.
That's a spiritual raid.
That's it. But
if there was anything more in last season that really point above their weight, it will be Abia Warriors. They were pushing for a continental place up till the end of the season.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think the coach Bosso really did very well. You know,
and they're keeping Bosso.
Initially, it was Meke Ezugo. Then Bosso came along, and he tried to inspire the players. And I think they did well for a team that played the first season in the Nigerian Premier League.
This Kolanut boy is not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
So he's staying.
No, he's like their mascot.
It's like their mascot.
So he's not going anywhere.
Kolanut boy. That's the captain that is going to Eyimba now.
He's going to Eyimba.
Chima Oluocha.
Yeah.
Captain fantastic.
But Tony, one thing I want to point out is when our clubs send some players packing, do they do that on mutual consent? How do they pay off these players, or these players, just go home without any package? Because I just watched a program. I think West Ham, Crystal Palace assistant coach. He said they didn't separate on mutual consent, and he's taking Crystal Palace to court. These players that Nodi has just reeled out, were they sacked on mutual consent, or they were just asked to go home?
Oh, you know that these players, they do one season sign on. They don't sign
the problem. I mean,
once it's one season, once it's ended.
Dumnodi has raised a very vital point. Most of these clubs sign players on a season by season basis. Play for us this season,
and you are gone.
And you are free.
I think the only point I'm going to make is that have they been paid their outstanding wages for that season which they play?
And the LMC last season, I mean, one of the positive things they did was to tell clubs that, look, sign proper contracts and
sign 3 years.
3 years contract.
Once you're above 30, you sign 1 year.
1 year. That, like as it's done in most parts of the world.
But that's the problem. If the club have applied that rules last season, this Edoku story.
No. Dolphins have signed him for. I mean, we spoke to.
Okay, let's assume Dolphins did that.
And they said they have but now they have sold him to Esperance. So but I'm sure maybe in the days ahead.
But our story is 1 season. Peter Mbowe said he went to Warri, was on loan. How many seasons did this time?
Peter Mbowe is a Bayelsa United player. He's been a Bayelsa
Went to
United player for a
Dolphins.
long time. They loaned him to Dolphins, but before the loan could be activated, they sold him to
El Ahly.
And
El
today,
Ahly.
El Ahly confirmed that they signed him.
That they've signed him. So I think, but you guys have raised a very vital point, which I think we should carry forward. Proper contracts for players. Key.
And the club must ensure that
And once you have a proper contract, you now have to enforce
follow up.
that contract.
I think the players too have a role to play because I was on phone with the CEO of Warri Wolves, Davis Noma, and I asked him, "Have you resumed?" He said, "Well, I know how the league operates. That the players will be going from one club to another, collecting transport money, 50,000, 20,000, 30. They go to 4 clubs and collect transport money before they now come back to the original clubs."
Okay, let's talk about a move now, gentlemen. This is not Nigeria now, but this is an African player, and it's of interest to us because it's right there getting ready for the Africa Cup of Nations with the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. This guy is now a City player. Big move, Wilfred Bonny.
Yeah,
Top quality player for Swansea.
So
strong lad.
Yeah, it was inevitable because it has been on for the past
Jersey number 14.
past 2-3 weeks. City had to fortify their attacking options. Aguero is always injured. He has a hamstring. Then Dzeko is not available. So they needed to sign a striker of top quality.
Who is not going to be around for the next 4 weeks.
No, but by the time
Playing
by the time he comes back, he's going to help them because this guy is a top striker, Tony. Very intelligent. Even Emmanuel Pellegrini said it, intelligent and very, very strong striker. So I think it's going to be, a top quality addition for them.
All right, so we wish our good brother from Cote d'Ivoire, Wilfred Bonny, the best of luck. Everywhere he's gone, he's painted the leagues with goals, right from the Dutch League. Now he's in the English Premier League. We wish him the best of luck with Manchester City. All right. Let's read a few comments on Twitter as well. And this one is interesting. It's coming from the Ondo State Football Agency. We spoke about Sunshine Stars yesterday. There's a Twitter handle now for the Ondo State Football Agency at _ODSFA, Ondo State Football Agency. And they're sending us this one. Coach Paul Ashworth has sent his training programs to Sunshine Stars and Queens coaches ahead of his arrival. So he sent his program ahead so that they can get ready for him to return. Somebody says, update us on Shooting Stars of Ibadan. Up shooting, Dumnodi, tomorrow. Shooting Stars. Tell us about shooting. Because I'm told that they've opened camp, screening, so update us about shooting tomorrow. All right, so we'll be doing that. Emeka Dena says, I'm more concerned about the mass exodus of our best players. Bola Salami, Igodaro, Godalo, Osas, Godalo, Igodaro, Ibimobowe, Edrock, and maybe Unfon Udo. We find it difficult to keep our best players, but I'm sure that's something we need to address in terms of players' welfare before it becomes enforceable. All right, I think that's where we have to pause a little bit. Let's bring you some tennis. Take you now to the exhibition game between 2 Spaniards, Rafael Nadal and Verdasco. Enjoy it, and then we'll come back. By the time we're back, we'll be talking football fives. It's a different kind of football, but very interesting for amateur players. We'll talk about that and more when we return.